someone who did get on the score sheet is Donny van der Beek for Netherlands. He scored the equaliser against Spain. It kind of prompted your expected reaction off United fans on social media of, this is why he should be playing, which I feel like every time Donny van der Beek does something, we could see him doing a keepy-uppy in training, and everyone would be like, oh, I wish he could bring that to a football pitch against Brighton for 90 minutes. It kind of poses the question of what our best midfield is again. Again, Donny van der Beek seems to be in the plans long-term. Solskjaer keeps talking about being in the plans for long-term. But at the moment, our settled midfielders seem to have gone back to the Fred McTominay, Fernandes sort of trio, and maybe Donny van der Beek will find his way in somehow there. Do you think that internationals should be going on in this climate with obviously the increased fixtures and the increased number of injuries? So let us know in the comments. Moving on to another player who is on the fringes of United at the moment, who hasn't seemed to be getting any game time, and that is Jesse Lingard. Now, according to Rob Dawson at the ESPN, Jesse Lingard has apparently parted company with the super agent, the one that every man in football loves, every manager, every football player, Mino Raiola. Apparently he's parted company with Mino Raiola, and he will now be represented by members of his family. Apparently they leave on good terms. It wasn't any sort of falling out over any dispute. It was just he sought for a change of agent. He thought he'd look at his options elsewhere. So he's apparently moved on to his family, but Mino Raiola, he's now parted company, which is kind of the case of most United fans were hoping it. They don't really want Mino Raiola having his hooks in any more players, but we've said on this channel before, the sort of case to be made is you're going to have these super agents no matter what. If you were like, we're not going to deal with Mino Raiola, we're not going to deal with Jorge Mendes, we're not going to deal with Pini Zahavi, who is another big agent at the moment, which is Telles' agent and brokered that deal, we'd be like, well, where do we end up? We end up with no one, because that is just how they deal with every day. Every young player from the last decade has now been picked up by one of these agents, especially when you look at the Portuguese league, especially when you look in Italy and that sort of case. They all get picked up. If they're good, they're going to get picked up by a big agent, so we're going to have to deal with them. But that's one player who maybe might want to see his way back into the United team. Jesse Lingard's had stints where he's looked good, he's looked sharp. He's one of those players who creates space, he moves well. He obviously hasn't been getting the assists or the goals, and obviously there's that joke that he wasn't going to score all season, and then in the last minute against Leicester, he doesn't. Kasper Schmeichel goes and makes a massive mistake, puts Lingard clean through, and that man who put a bet on Lingard not scoring all season lost it, which was a brilliant thing to see, and it was a really happy moment, and everyone was happy for Jesse at that point. But yeah, at this moment in time, he's not seeing his way back into the first team, and this might be a move to do that.